Yo, what's going on, everyone? Hope you all had a really good Thanksgiving break. Hope you all had some good food, some good time with your family, and got some shopping out of the way. Well, we're here back on Sunday night. We're ready for the week and the last month of the year. Hopefully, we get a nice, good little Santa rally. But right now, we're going to look into NQ and ES and prepare for the week. All right, first things first is we're going to look at NQ. We are going to start off with the weekly time frame just to have a quick look at the higher time frame. Between the two, we are getting SMT divergence between the two, right? We made a higher high on ES, but not on NQ. So if I go back to the daily chart, we can see that pretty clearly right here and right here. We have SMT. But if we go back to the weekly, we can see that we are about to release from the squeeze, and this is a very bullish sign. But that's a much larger time frame. So now that we go down to the 4-hour, we'll just focus on NQ. We did mitigate a daily time zone, daily bearish fair value gap right here that you can see this past week. So this is a very bullish sign. And then we put in a market structure shifts on some of these lower time frames, but we also create this 4-hour fair value gap right here. So if this fair value gap can hold, I do see a draw on liquidity, which is actually higher. So we have this 21,025 level, then we have a 21,081, and then lastly, we actually have all the supply up here. So this comes at about 21,160. On the downside that we do have that demand zone that we bounced out of last week, and then we have the external range liquidity at 20,805. So if I go down to the 15-minute time frame, which aligns to the 4-hour, right, we can see that we have this breaker block over here, this green candle. So this is in the discount area of the PD array for this 4-hour fair value gap. So overnight, I would like to see if we do test this discount area and hold. If so, I would like to target long to that 21,025 level. If not, we have a 15-minute fair value gap, and if this gets ran through, your drawn liquidity is definitely going to be that demand zone and 4-hour external range liquidity level. So the downside is a higher time frame analysis that goes with the SMT that I just mentioned on ES, but that would be the downside. But I am leaning slightly more towards the upside, at least on NQ. And so now let's switch over to ES to see what kind of direction and drawn liquidity does it look like we're going to get. So on the 4-hour time frame, right, we did sweep liquidity up here and we came back down, but we didn't really have too much displacement. If we go down to even the smaller time frames, right, we didn't get any fair value gaps coming down. So this is a very low volume pullback, but we are pulling back into that 4-hour fair value gap. And likewise with NQ, we need to hold this fair value gap. If not, the drawn liquidity will be lower. The thing about ES, which looks a little bit weaker, although we do have these wicks, is that these are almost equal lows, right? And we do have a new demand zone right here. So there is a chance that we can get down here if this does not hold. But for now, the sentiment for me and going into this week is going to be bullish, that mainly around NQ. The one other thing about these indexes is that there was a massive rally in crypto this week, right? So if I were to look at, say, Bitcoin, Ethereum, let's take a quick look at BTC, and let's look at the Bitcoin futures. So this has been somewhat stagnant, right? But then if we look at some other altcoins like Ripple, that's been blasting off, right? You can see here, we can look at Doge. Dogecoin has been not blasting off, but it is on an uptrend. Let me see. We also have Ethereum. It's a good one, right? They're all rallying. And something that I have noticed in the past is that when crypto rallies, a lot of profit taking and liquidity is taken out of the stocks and equity futures market, right? So people will be selling off some of their stocks and equities, especially this time of the year when they're trying to do tax loss harvesting, right, at this time of the year to offset some of their capital gains. So that is a thing where they could be putting it into crypto, but I'm not too certain about it this year. But at least if we stick to our draw and liquidity levels for NASDAQ and ES for the S&P and ES and NQ, that our draw and liquidity is going to be higher in the immediate time frame, but there is a chance that we have some downside down to this demand level in NQ and this demand zone in ES. So that's about it. That's for our weekly outlook. So if you like these kind of videos and these weekly outlooks and all this insight, remember to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll leave the link in the description to our free Discord and other valuable content. Good luck this week and peace out, y'all.